I'm still down by the Charleston City Market on Church Street. Take a look behind me here. You can just get a sense of how strong the wind is. Now, we've really started to see it pick up over the past hour, but take a look at this. We have an awning that is down right here. Now, this is outside Bird's Famous Cookies and the Spice and Tea Exchange, and you can just see the damage goes all the way down the street here on Church Street to all these different awnings, but that's not all. If you come over here as well, you can get a sense of this too. We have a downed street light here. It's a stop sign here on South Market Street. Now this is heading in the direction of this is heading in the direction of East Bay Street. Now the craziest thing we've seen today so far, and it is something we're certainly going to stay away from here. Let me just give you a sense on the other side of the Charleston City Market, down near Henry's. We still have some downed wires. Now let's see if we can get you a nice zoom in here to get a sense of those downed wires. It's certainly something you want to stay away from right now. It is right just past Henry's here, outside Rainbow Road, that shopping plaza there. We have those downed wires. Now when the wind gusts were really bad, they were whipping those up in the street and causing sparks and explosions you could hear from blocks away. Take a look at this video. I took this from our car because I did not want to get out because, as you can see, there is so much water in the road, you never want to go near those electric wires. But they were certainly explosions you could hear from blocks away, and that is how we heard it all. Of course, we are going to stay here in downtown Charleston, and those downed wires are actually not the only ones we've seen. A couple blocks in that direction, we were seeing some more. So just certainly be careful around those downed wires, and you can get a sense, too, right here on this street versus that street, where you can get the sense of the wind gusts being a lot different. So it's certainly changing, but we have seen that wind really start to pick up over the past hour.
Back 6:39 here as we wake up on our Thursday morning and take a look at this. You may want to look away. This is a major hurricane right now. Look at the eye just to the south and east of us here across the low country, located about 70 miles off our coastline. But some important things to take away from this time lapse over the last 12 hours is that this was moving in a northerly direction. We've been forecasting a turn for the past, it seems like forever, right, Bill? It seems like in fact, once we started talking about it coming northward, which was maybe about 5-6 days ago, we knew there would be a turn. The question was, when exactly would that occur?
Back down on Front Street, Raphael, where we noticed a lot of business owners coming to check out how bad the damage and the flooding was. This is that area of Front Street in Orange. It's been flooded really since about 11 o'clock this morning. Now we're here at the New Beginnings Hair Nail Salon. The owners just got here to check and see how things were looking. Unfortunately, it's pretty flooded, guys.
Oh,
flip it around.
There is a tree in the roadway, and we
Highway
can't
78.
pass on Highway. Let's flip it. Right in front of us, you can kind of see we're on Highway 78, and we can't actually pass through here now.
We can't. So we're going to do a flip around really quickly. There was a car that just came around the other side, so I want to be really careful with this. But this is just as you are headed towards Somerville on Highway 78, right past the Ladson Exchange Fairgrounds. We're going to be real careful right here. But if you take a look, oh, and it's brought down power lines as well.
We will continue to bring you updates from here, but right now this is the brunt of what we have seen so far in Mount Pleasant at Waterfront Park. Stay with us. We'll bring you all the information coming up here in just a few more minutes.
Take a look at this video. I took this from our car because I did not want to get out because, as you can see, there is so much water in the road, you never want to go near those electric wires. But they were certainly explosions you could hear from blocks away, and that is how we heard it all.
The biggest predicament we've had over the last hour, you can see right over here, they've taken down the last volleyball court net. So the fun is over here on Folly Beach. It is time to get serious. There's no more volleyball to be played. This storm is coming. Everyone is getting ready.
The latest satellite imagery, notice how it is tugging to the north, chugging to the north, and then all of a sudden there's a little bit of a turn in the last hour or so off to the northeast. We want that.
One of our volunteers here is Mayor John Tecklenburg from Charleston. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Well, thank you. First, thanks to Channel 5 for this incredible citizen service, and the phones are lighting up right now. Y'all have done a great job of getting information out to our citizens when they need it.
That's right, Kyle, Aisha. I started at the marketplace maybe around midnight where the water was barely filling the road, and now look at it now. You can see how deep this water is right now. This is the result of those flash floods, and you can tell the wind is really starting to pick up right now. So it's definitely a mixture of that heavy rain and the high wind that's creating situations like this. It's best for people not to be out on the road right now. We did see some people try to kind of drive past the road earlier. Officials would not recommend you do that, especially because there are some areas that are experiencing more flash flooding as well as down power lines because of the heavy rain, and the high winds. It's creating unsafe road conditions. And so we're really warning people to stay outside of the road, guys.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Walsh with the very latest when it comes to that. Bill?
Yeah, in fact, Danielle was just telling me, we were just looking at these numbers with Joey. 2.68, Danielle? 2.68 right now. That is the storm surge, but we are at low tide, and the wind varying has helped us. In fact, it helped us at the 111 high tide this morning we were so worried about because of the wind direction. And again, as we head into the afternoon, we have another high tide coming, but again, as the storm moves by, that wind direction will veer, again, more north and eventually northwest. So that's good news on the tide right now, even though we have had flooding, but we haven't had the Irma type flooding or the Matthew type flooding, which is good news. We had a lot of wind, a lot of power outages that Paul was just talking about from Dominion a few minutes ago. So look at this. This is North Charleston. These are, and we're getting a lot of folks say how high are the highest gusts so far. 68 miles an hour up in North Charleston. Remember, a hurricane force wind 74 plus, but we're right there in the ballpark anyway. Folly Beach at 67 miles an hour. Fort Sumter 64. Isle of Palm 61. McClellanville at 58, downtown at 56. So clearly the winds have been very, very, very strong here over the last few hours as we continue to track the storm. Still a bit elongated now, and again, it looks like we're starting to see the storm get a little bit picked up by that trough, and there's a little dry air trying to entrain around the northern part of the storm and the western eye wall here. So kind of keeping an eye on all of that, and there's dry air just out to the west as well.
We head over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Walsh for the latest updates. Hi, Bill.
Hey, guys. Yes, Stephanie and I have been talking about this all night long. The storm a little better organized. Pressure has dropped about 9 millibars over the last few hours, about just in the last couple of hours, about 4 or 5 millibars. So, again, does show that the storm is in great shape as far as the structure of the storm itself. A lot of convection around the center. We're watching right there. And the track is still now more northerly versus a little bit west of due north. And it looks like it's trying to jog maybe a little further to the right of north, which is certainly good. We'd like to see that.